Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my channel. I am currently working on June Saturday videos. If you are new to my channel, let me give you a little information. Every Saturday in the month, I release a new video. It airs. And every month, I concentrate for my Saturday videos on one particular stamp set, bundle, suite, etc. I do add some other things in there, but the main focus is of one particular stamp set. I do that for two reasons. Number one, I want to get the most out of my money for what I purchase, because I purchase things that I love and I want to use. And I want to show you a variety of things you can do with the same stamp sets or something similar that you might already have in your stash. So I do have a card prepped. We are currently working on the Wildlife Wonder for the month of June. As it is, you know, Father's Day, this would make great Father's Day cards. I am going to do one, just this is not it. Today we are using the bear, this little ground image, for all the great things you do. A note of thanks in this one here. You could use any of these sentiments in it, but I need to write something down in my book. So this is June 10th Saturday video number 2. So anyways, I forgot to write my stuff down, but I can do this without it because it's a very simple card, guys. Do you see this? This is my scratch paper. This is all stamping. There's just one layer of dimensionals, and you wouldn't even need to do that. You don't have to do it. Maybe this one, you know what? This one we won't do the dimensionals. But I think this is a great card. You could do Happy Father's Day. We didn't use any other stamp set. We just stamped. Made a beautiful background. I currently am using some Rich Razzleberry as I was coloring. I'm going to show you how to color onto your red rubber stamps with the Stampin' Write markers. So the only purpley one I had, because I wanted a purple, was Rich Razzleberry, and I have a Garden Green. So we're going to be using those two. We're going to use some Misty Moonlight, the Rich Razzleberry, of course, and Early Espresso. And I do know that when this airs, Rich Razzleberry will be retired, but can't help that. I already showed you the stamp set. Let's show you what you're going to need. You're going to need an envelope. So we have that. We have a card base that is very vanilla. And yes, this is, put that aside. So very vanilla. And this one is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. That's our card base. We have our layer. Now this could be any color you want. It could be basic gray. I just thought the Rich Razzleberry went with my flower. So if you wanted to do a pink flower, use a pink layer just to make that color pop some more, okay? So Rich Razzleberry is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the layer we're going to stamp onto is 3 by 5. So real simple here, and it is easier than you would think. So my other ink color we're using is Old Olive, and that's for the ground, and we're going to do 2 layers of this. And I kind of like it. It dips down this way, and there's like a longer piece here. Well, I have the longer piece to the right, the 2 dips, and this is going to be where my bear is kind of walking. So I'm going to put this in the center, kind of near the bottom, right there. That's where I'm going to start my point. Then I'm just going to scoot it over a little bit so it's in camera. Do a little there. Scoot it back over so I can do a little here. And then here, I don't want it to be the same, so I'm going to turn it this way. Now we have the longer little image here to the left, and we're going to put that little knuckle bit right there, and we're going to do that one more time. The knuckle bit right in between there, this being the knuckle bit, as it reminds me of a knuckle, of course. So this we're also going to use for our sky. So we're done with the Old Olive. We're going to give this a quick clean with my Stamp and Chamois. Squeak, squeak. Okay, so we're going to do the sky in a minute. Next, we're going to go ahead and do this bear. And let me tell you, this bear is beautiful. I mean, he stamps. Oh, this is me on a piece of scrap piece that was in my bin. I'm going to keep it because I may just cut him out and use him because he is so beautiful. So, and you're going to see, okay, before we do this, you're going to see like his front paws, this front paw and this one that's forward almost sits perfectly in right between that knuckle. So that's where we're going to stamp it. I'm going to check to make sure I got them well and inked up, or her, could be either or. So there, our bear is taking a walk. I'm just going to let it sit in for a minute. And this is all the early espresso we're going to need. Nothing more. And it's so darn gorgeous, guys. I mean, it needs nothing else. It really doesn't. It would look great in soft suede, by the way. It would look great in pecan pie. I'm trying to think, what are the other colors? Oh, wild wheat. I don't have the inks. I have the paper. I just don't have the inks in. They haven't arrived yet. So we're going to go with our sky next. And for our sky, I would have tried boho blue, guys. Hasn't arrived yet. I'm still waiting. I was hoping it would arrive today for me to do this video, but it didn't. So for the Misty Moonlight, we're going to stamp off twice. I just wanted to add, should I stamp my sentiment first? Yes, let's go ahead and change up that. Sorry, a note of thanks is what we're going to do. And we're going to use Rich Razzleberry. Whatever color you use for your layer piece, use that. I'm going to put that right over his hump, right here. Use that to stamp your sentiment because it really will make it pop. So now that that's done, I'm going to take my I'm going to take my stamp that I already inked up, and I'm going to come right about here. And then I'm going to huff on it, turn it around, and I'm going to bring this one closer, like so. So we're just doing some clouds. So I'm going to turn it around because now we're going to do over here. So I'm going to stamp off twice. Now, since this one right here had this little bit, I'm going to turn it this way because I don't want those being the same right there. And I'm going to huff on it now. No, I can't because it was off the paper too much. So stamp off again. Yeah, we don't want to make a mistake. Now I'm going to line that up. No. Yes, nope, that's the same way. We want to turn it. We don't want it to be exactly the same. We're going to bring that cloud right there. So we used this one stamp for our kind of cloud sky image and for our grass. Now I can close up my inks for now. I need to clean it off because we're going to stamp the inside of our card. So this needs to be cleaned off before we go to coloring our stamp with our Stampin' Write markers. I'm going to clean this off because we need to go back to the Old Olive. All right. So that's my envelope. We're going to need that too. We're going to do that in a minute, but we're going to open up our envelope and we're just going to lay down some of that little bit of ground coverage in there. So I'm going to start here. Whew, something's in my way. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to go right here. Then I'm going to bring it in again and back this way and stamp there, there. Now I'm going to fold this over. See what I'm doing? So I'm going to stamp off because I want it lighter. And then I'm going to add a little bit there. So that is on the inside of our envelope. Now let's do the outside. let's do the envelope. That's the inside of our card. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna come here. No stamping off. We're gonna go there. Now we're gonna come in the center. This is just the envelope. And since it was a full one, I don't need to ink off, and I didn't. Let's just do it this way. Hard to explain. Okay. Now I can do it this way. But what I did is when I went to press, I kind of lifted this up. When I went to press, I tilted it a bit so only this part touched the paper. And you can normally get another inking out of it. So we're going to go ahead and do our envelope flap. So we're going to go here, have to re-ink it. And then I'm going to go kind of here. And since we didn't go off of it, we can stamp it. And I did that again. Perfect. That is our envelope. Really nice. Close that up. So let's see. Let's go ahead and stamp the inside, and then we'll get to the finish of our paper. We're using that Rich Razzleberry like we did on the front. And it's thanks for all the great things you do. We're going to pop that right here. Yep. And now we are truly done with the ink pads. I'm going to set that aside, leave it open. We're going to bring our little bear in, and we're going to color our stamp. This is really simple, guys. These markers are great for this. One of my favorite things about red rubber is the ability to do this. You want to use this part of your Stampin' Write marker. Don't use the tip. Use this middle part, okay? So I'm going to come in. I'm just dragging it. Covering the ink. No need to put the pen back on it because we're going to use it like 4 or 5 times. So now I'm just brushing up on the flower bit. And I'm going to start one here. And then I'm going to stamp off and stamp off again. So that got me 3 of them. 3 flowers. We're going to do this to the other side. Dragging the center of my marker across my ink, my one of those days today, across my stamp. So in the center, side, and to the side. Now I want a little bit more of that purple on the side, so I'm going to do it one more time on this side, so a total of 4 times before cleaning it off. So we have here. I'm going to touch it up again. This time I'm going to just touch up with the flower part. Okay. And bring that down. And over here. And it's done. Oh, you believe that? It's that quick. So I told you we would do this one without. I'm going to keep that. We're going to do this one without any dimensionals. So we're going to grab our first layer, which this is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to pop that right. The center is I can eyeball it, right? This one, this is a great stamp set. It does all of the work for you, and so simple to recreate. I could sit here and stamp a stack of these guys. I really could. This kind of stuff is just wonderful. I want to straighten that out a bit. There we go. So that's our card. It's that simple. There's the envelope. You can see how pretty that is. And it is beautiful. And it all is with this stamp set. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope it's quick enough for you, and I would love to know what you think. Like, share, comment, all of the above. You guys know I love the comments. It's what keeps me doing this, and I want to tell you thank you so very much. If you want to be on my mailing list, contact me at aliceseraphin1969@gmail.com, as I do monthly mails out to my subscribers to say thank you, and they are cards that I create here on my YouTube channel. So I want to thank you again and invite you back to my wonderland. Bye bye now.